Hello, my dear friends. Shurma here. A very warm welcome to my show, and thank you so much for stopping by. Today, I'm going to share with you a very interesting tutorial how to paint thank you roses in one stroke deco art style. The materials needed for today's project are all listed over here. To start with, I have a white watercolor paper 10.5 by 12.5 centimeters in size. It has a stencilled background in olive hue and has a circular blank space for a sentiment, and I've stamped a sentiment over there which says thank you. Now this forms the background for today's project. So here is the palette for the roses. I have permanent rose, permanent yellow medium and white acrylic. And I will be using a flat brush number 6. I have picked up permanent rose and acrylic white on the brush and I am blending the colors well. Later on, I would be adding permanent yellow medium to the mix as well. I begin with blocking a bit of the area, the size of the rose I would like to create, and I'm using a flat brush number 4 and a bit of permanent rose and permanent yellow medium to make a very loose structure of a rose. So here I begin with the first layer of the petals of the central big rose. So on my brush I'm having permanent rose and white acrylic along with a tinge of permanent yellow medium. Please follow me as I try to build the rose. It is often said that a great teacher leads the child into creative discovery. There is no denying the fact that teachers make a lasting impression on the pupils and they play a huge role in molding the young minds. One such teacher happens to be our Harmony ma'am. She used to teach English language and literature in our school. She taught us in the 6th grade, as far as I remember, and in high school as well. She had perfect diction and gave fluid explanations. She was a very happy soul, kind and generous, and she was loved by all. We really enjoyed being in her class. I have taken part in several recitation competitions under her guidance. We have learnt beautiful prose and poetry in her class, and it seems just like yesterday. We were very saddened when she moved town, and our class gave her a very teary farewell. She once wrote for me, and I quote, "When crew and captain understand each other to the core, it takes a gale, and more than a gale, to put their ship ashore. For the one will do as the other commands, although they are chilled to the bone. And both together can live through weather that neither could face alone. We are the crew of the ship of life, with God as captain of our ship. We are sure to weather the roughest gale." So beautiful and profound. So, on behalf of the batch of 84 of our school, I dedicate the thank you roses, that is today's project roses, to our dear Harmony ma'am. Here is a big thank you for all the beautiful ways you have touched our lives. We are eternally grateful to you. On that note, we are back to the painting. I'm still trying to finish the first central rose. Just fine tuning those turned petals with acrylic white and a tinge of permanent yellow medium. That is the inner part of the rose, just suggesting some petals. And here I'm trying to darken the nooks and the corners with the corner of the flat brush number 6. So once I'm happy with the central big rose, I go on to add some little flowers. So here I have deep magenta and acrylic white on my flat brush number 6. And here's a little purple flower which I'll be placing right above the big rose. Here are a couple of tiny yellow flowers. So for creating these, I have used permanent yellow medium and white acrylic on flat brush number 6. It's time for the foliage. So here is the palette. I have olive green, yellow ochre, white acrylic and a bit of deep magenta. And I'm still using flat brush number 6. So I've picked up some yellow ochre, olive and white on my brush. So this is triple loading of the brush. Before I go on to make the leaves, I'm blocking the areas under some of the petals to bring them to the foreground. Now for this I have used olive acrylic on a liner brush. I need to be careful not to disturb the petals. So here are the one stroke style leaves in the making. Remember, I have olive green and white acrylic and a bit of ochre on flat brush number 6. The amount of ochre we add to the green will decide the color of the leaves. If you want the leaves to be a bit more darker, we can go ahead and add a bit of deep magenta. Those are little slider leaves just to fill up those empty spaces. Yes, it looks good enough, I guess. At this point, I'm adding some of the rose buds, and I have used permanent rose and acrylic white on a flat brush number 6. Once I was happy with the painted panel, I went ahead and mounted it on a white note card. Hope you enjoyed watching me paint the thank you roses in one stroke deco art style. And thanks a ton for being with me till the end. Please connect with me on my social media handles and I would be very happy to be in touch with you. We'll be back soon with more interesting painting videos. Till then, stay tuned. Bye-bye.